Hey, hello. Two people watching and 7 thumbs up already. I like it. We do have a fixed camera tonight. There's going to be a little bit of stovetop action. I'm just going to have to describe to you what's happening with that. Hey everyone, but a bit of a speedy start because this is a recipe chosen by you groovers last weekend on Sunday. I didn't do I'll just put the comments on. Hi, Cody. Hi, Punish Dad. Hey, Morgan, if you're still around. Now, this was chosen by you groovers last week, and I didn't read the recipe first, but we are going to be making Greek lemon yogurt skewers, and we're going to be using chicken tonight, but they do need to marinate for an hour. So I'm going to get straight into marinating them because otherwise this live is going to be really long. And then we can have a bit of a chat. And in the meantime, while they're marinating, we're going to make a Semolina Apple Tart or Apple Flan because I bought semolina for that soup I made last weekend. And while I loved that soup when it was fresh, when I had it the next day, like the next night for dinner, I didn't like it. It was very gelatinous. But I like using up things in my pantry, and since we've got an open bag of semolina, I was like, well, let's make the apple flan recipe on the back of the packet. I reckon it will be a winner chicken dinner, but let's get on with the marinade because, like I said, it's got to marinate for an hour. So the sooner we get that on, the better. I use one of these little groovers for marinating stuff. I love them because you can put the lid on and give it a really good shake up. You don't need to have this specific purpose-built, it is Tupperware, but I'm not sponsored by them, marinating container. Any container with a lid will do, just to give it a really good shake. But we're basically going to put all of the marinade ingredients in first, mix it up a little, then add the chicken and shake a palooza, and then we'll get that in the fridge. And then we've got plenty of time to chat and all of that stuff. So kicking off with our marinade, well, it's not surprising considering they're Greek lemon yogurt skewers. A cup of yogurt. I've got a bit excited. I started preparing stuff early. I thought it would speed things up a little, you know, to have things on the go, ready to just chuck in. So that's 1 cup of Greek yogurt. Next, we want to add a tablespoon of virgin olive oil. I noticed on one of my cooking videos the other day, the lamb shanks one, I had a bit of oil splatter on my hand the whole way through. I was like, gross. So I just got my tea towel to remove the remnants of the yogurt. So a tablespoon of olive oil. We want the rind of 1 lemon. Again, not surprising considering it's Greek lemon yogurt skewers. It's got lemon in it. And I'm going to use a microplane. I don't know if you guys have one of these, but these are fantastic for grating lemon rind, all kinds of stuff. But yeah, big fan of the microplane. So give this a whisk whiz. How's everyone doing? Can't believe I'm straight into the cooking, but yeah, this marinating, it will take an hour. So, I mean, look, it doesn't matter if we take it out at 50 minutes or whatever, but the whole point of marinating stuff is to really get all the flavors into the meat. So the longer you can marinate things for, the better. But when I get you guys to pick a page at the end of this live to choose our next recipe for next week, I will quickly scan the recipe. If it says slow cook for 6 hours, I'll be like, okay, guys, that's going to be a video. Or any slow cooking will be a video, not a live. Hey, William, good to see you, Groover. I might put you to sleep, which isn't a bad thing if you're, you know, if it's that time of the night for you. We're going to be done and eating dinner well before MasterChef starts in Australia. That's my plan. So we've got a beautifully grated lemon rind, and we're going to add that into the marinade as well. It's already smelling amazing in the Shxtty Kitty Kitchen, and it's literally oil, yogurt, and a bit of lemon. Now we are going to put some herbs in, and as you guys know, I like to freeze fresh herbs because herbs are really expensive. We need to grab some oregano, mint, and dill. Okay. Dill and oregano. So yes, you can freeze your herbs. I do actually have some fresh mint for later on as a garnish. They don't make a great garnish, but they're really cool to cook with. Naza, hello. Gang gang. Hi Sticks, how you doing? So we're just going to chop up some herbs, but yeah, these are frozen, but you can freeze your herbs. If you buy herbs from supermarkets or whatever and you don't use it all up, don't chuck them out. Don't chuck them out. Freeze them. The only ones I don't freeze are parsley and basil. But I have seen Sandra Ruchek using frozen basil, so I might try that. But I've actually got basil growing in a pot, so I only use what I need. We want about 2 tablespoons of each herb. So we've got mint, dill, that's almost it for the dill. There's enough there for some other little thing. And oregano or oregano. You can't sleep? Well, hopefully I'll cure your insomnia. People say they fall asleep to my voice, which I find that really strange because I think I've got a very nasally voice, very monotone. Maybe that's why. So we're just going to give these herbs a bit of a chop. Frozen herbs defrost very quickly, but they're easier to chop. Well, they're just as easy to chop when they're frozen. I might make you hungry, Sticks. That's a good point. But essentially 6 tablespoons of herbs. So say, for example, you didn't have any oregano, then you could just do 3 tablespoons of dill and 3 of, what was the other one? Mint. I'd probably do 2 dill and 4 mint, to be honest, because dill's really strong. We're just giving them a good little chop. Beautiful, lots and lots of herbage. Gotta love the herbage. And we're going to just add them to our marinade mix. And hello to anyone who's joining us. We are just making a marinade for some chicken thighs. And the recipe says to try and marinate them for an hour in the fridge and marinate them. So we're just getting this in the fridge and then we'll start to hang out. So there's our fresh herbs. I mean, they were frozen, but they were frozen fresh. And we're also going to add 2 teaspoons of ground cumin seeds. I'm not sponsored. 2 teaspoons of cumin. I love cumin. Love, love, love it. So that goes in as well. And then, like all good marinades, some cracked pepper. You've got to season your food, groovers. On MasterChef last night, there was a dude that cooked something, some quail, and they were like, the judges were like, it isn't seasoned. And then when they were saying who was going to be going home, he was saved because his quail was cooked perfectly. And it's like, well, it wasn't because it was missing seasoning. Put in as much pepper as you like. And from the little salt pig, we're going to put in some sea salt. deliciousness. And we're just going to mix that together. I didn't grab my little trusty wooden spatula, so I'm just going to get this board out of the way. And that much detail. So just mix it all together as best you can. It doesn't matter because it's all going to get shaken up in a second anyway. But just give it a bit of a mix so you don't have like a big lump of cumin or a big blob of herb, or definitely make sure you get the oil through it all. Deliciousness. And then we're going to get our chicken thighs. And we're cooking with 8 chicken thighs. And what you want to do is literally it says to just cut them in half. So they're going to be sort of pretty chunky bits of chicken on the skewers. And one little tip about chicken thighs, I used to spend ages trimming all the fat off chicken thighs because I don't like fat. But the fat on chicken thighs dissolves when it's been cooked. You don't end up with massive chunks of fat like you do if you're cooking up steak or whatever. So I don't bother anymore. Some of these are quite big, but anyway, I might actually cut that one in half. Try and keep them relatively consistent. These chickens have thighs of steel. So you're just using your kitchen scissors, or if you prefer to use a knife, whatever works for you. Just halve the thighs, whack them in the marinade tub. And there is a big bit of fat sitting in there that I will not be using. I'm running out of space already. Thank God I have a dining room table just nearby. Okay. Now here's the fun bit. Any container that you're doing your marinade in, make sure it's got a lid. Tighten the lid on and shake. Shake, shake, shake. Shake the booty there. God, if anyone was just listening to that and not actually watching what's going on, that sounded pretty porny. I do apologise. I wish I had thighs of steel too. So you just give it a good shake, and when the lid comes off, if the lid comes off, it's all nicely mixed through. Might just give that a quick turn. Oh, it smells amazing, the dill in particular, and the lemon. All right, so that's done. How easy is that, guys? Like I said, any container with a lid. This is going to go in the fridge and marinate in the marinade for 1 hour, roughly. Okay, now we're going to be serving that with a little celery salad and also some labna, which is a type of, like it's a yogurt cheese, but we'll be chatting about that a little bit later. Let's get on with making this flan. We're making a flan. Might just have a quick chat, see how everyone's doing. So I went live earlier today and my phone ran out of battery. And I got a couple of messages going, "You're still live," but I was like, yeah, but there's nothing I can do because my phone's dead. So hopefully it'll just disconnect. And I think it did, unless I'm still live. So the flan, I don't normally make flans. This will be interesting. But because I bought some semolina to make that soup last weekend, I'm a big believer in using things up. Now, the soup was beautiful the night that I ate it and made it, But when I went to have it the next night as leftovers, it was really gelatinous, and I whisked in a heap of extra coconut milk, and it still was yuck. In fact, I think the extra liquid just made it even more gelatinousy. So, oh, hey, Mel. No, I appreciate the message, but I was like, I put my phone back on charger in my car, and it's a really slow charge, and I managed to get it up to 3% to switch it back on, and jumped over to YouTube, and luckily the thing had ended. But yeah, it was carking it, man. I'll have to. The chat wasn't back up when I was able to get back onto YouTube, but I'll have to have a look and see what your little monkeys were up to. So we're going to have a crack at making a Semolina Apple Tart. Yeah, the battery died. Not the phone, just the battery went flat. It was only on 23%. I didn't check that before I went live. It was an interesting live. I got a couple of thumbs down. I was like, well, either the thumbs down are from people who like listening to panels where everyone's shouting over the top of each other, or they just don't like me, because the consensus in my chat during that live was nobody likes watching channels with panels of people screaming at each other, right? So I think it was the lovely Ruth who pointed out semolina is usually used for like a pudding. So we're going to make this tart, and because it's going to get baked, I might actually develop a fondness for semolina. They happened right at the end. She's not there. Oh, we better give her a thumbs down because, oops, she forgot her charger and her phone wasn't powerful enough to keep her phone going while she was driving around Tassie. Never mind. All right, flange. Let's see what temperature we need this mofo on. 180 degrees Celsius, all right? So we'll whack the oven on. Now, this recipe calls for... Oh, and another thing too, with the skewers, little tip. Like, so I'm just using these sort of bamboo skewers, but I've already got a little handful soaking in water. It's an old family tip to soak your skewers so they don't burn on the barbie and stuff, and I just always soak skewers. We're going to be cooking the skewers in the grill, so that's one of the reasons I chose to do bench action, because you're not going to be able to see into the grill anyway. But yes, it's flange time. So this flange calls for a 20 centimetre flan tin, and I'm like, what the fuck is a flan tin? So I googled it, and it's one of these little fuckers, and this is 20 centimetres, and it's got that little base that pops out. And I thought, wow, but I've also got this enamel pie tin that's also 20 centimetres. Now, here's the trick. This little mofo I've inherited along the way, but I've never used it. And I poured some water into it out of curiosity last night, and water came pissing through. So I don't know. I'm keen to see if anyone is watching who bakes flanges. If you can tell me if when the semolina and milk and everything that we're about to heat up, if it's going to be thick enough that it won't come pissing through, or I can always, I suppose, sit it in that one, or do I just put it in this one? Sticks, I found that out the hard way. Burnt sticks, raw chicken, oh shit. All right, so we've got to vote on the flange dish. Do we take a risk and make it in this little one, which when I added water did come running through it, or will we play it safe and it's not a flange, it's a flan. I'm being rude. Mel and I. Mel enters and it all goes down the drain. We take it to new lows. But, yeah, I'm going to wait and see what you guys think with the tin, whether we play it safe and just use an enamel pie tin, or whether it's going to run. Well, on that basis, let's go with the enamel pie tin. I don't think we need to worry about this thing anyway. Like, I think I might be donating this to you know, wherever it came from, back to a charity or somewhere, wherever I collected this in my travels. And we're going to grease the flange tin. Yeah, let's play it safe. Giving my hands a bit of a wash, because the easiest way to grease a tin is with your hands. Now, some people, and we're just doing with some butter, some people get paper, you know, like parchment paper and blah, blah, blah. Nah, use your bloody fingers. Hands are the best utensils in a kitchen. She says, explaining too that she's not really good at baking. But yeah, so it's actually a flan, not a flange. That's greased, in my books anyway. I keep looking for where the recipe is, because I've got the skewer recipe over on a stand, and it's like, it's on the back of the packet, you idiot. Okay, so that's greased. Now, what we're going to do, this is where I'll get to chat with you guys a bit, because this is the little bit of stovetop action. I love enamel 2 sticks. I love it so much. I love drinking, you know, like little enamel mugs like this little groover. Hot toddies in winter. Oh, so good. I love enamel as well. I've got bowls and plates and all sorts of stuff. Best thing about owning camper vans is all the enamel stuff. But yeah, I've got an enamel billy that I put on my fire pot. I'm a fan too. So we're going to be doing a bit of stovetop action, unfortunately for you guys. You won't be able to watch it, but I'm going to do interpretive dance, so you won't be able to see that. I'm just going to tell you what I'm doing. So you need to use a medium saucepan, because we're going to be whisking in semolina and all sorts of shit. So your medium saucepan, it's not your smallest, it's not your biggest, it's the one in between. All right? This size. I've got nothing to compare it to here. Compared to the flan tin, not that dissimilar really. So I'm just going to heat that up. It is a heavy base saucepan, so it's good to give them a little bit of heat before you start adding stuff. And what we're going to be doing is bringing to the boil quite a few ingredients. Starting with 4 cups of milk. Here's a jug of 4 cups, which is essentially a litre of milk. You know what, that's the only thing I'm hoping, that this flange is good, because if this flange is shit, I'm going to be more annoyed that I've wasted 4 cups of milk, a beautiful litre of milk, than anything else. The flange better deliver. All right, the next, I rarely make things off packets, but I couldn't be bothered spending hours going through all my recipe books to find semolina. I thought, let's just go with their recipe. So we're now going to add 1/4 cup of caster sugar, which is the really fine, it's the super fine sugar, not the mega grainy. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it, but it's fine caster sugar. 1/4 cup of that. This is all going in the saucepan over on my cooktop at the moment, in case you're wondering where the mysterious pot has gone. But for, you know, a bit of heating up some milk, I didn't think we needed to worry about. Well, it's a static camera tonight anyway. Shitty flange. Exactly. No one likes a shitty flange. Never a truer word was said on my channel. Just going to measure out, oh no, we're not going to measure out. 45 grams of butter is about, if you picture like an old, I don't need to use those. If you picture like an old matchbox, remember those things? A A matchbox is about 30 grams. Oh, calm your titties. You can sit over here then if you're going to be like that. So I'm just going to put like the equivalent of a matchbox and a little bit more is 45 grams. But if you want, you can measure it. You can weigh it in your scales. It's probably like, well, 2 tablespoons is 40 grams. So just a bit over 2 tablespoons. Quite a lot of butter, really. But that goes into a saucepan as well. After trying the semolina the other night, I think the more butter, the better. This flan is either going to convince me this stuff is worth eating, or it's going to convince me that the remainder of this bag is going to go in the compost. One or t'other. I'm just going to give the milk, butter and sugar a bit of a stir. You're silly. I'm stirring you. But we are going to be bringing this up to the boil, and in addition to all of that shit, we're also going to grate some more lemon rind. Well, there's a bit of a lemon theme tonight for dinner. Just grabbing another lemon. Oh, god damn it, I put my microplane in the sink. This is live cooking, guys. Makes you realise when you watch cooking shows how heavily produced they are, and there's people handing shit to the person that's cooking, and there's 83 camera people moving all over the place. Now, you only need 3 teaspoons of grated lemon rind for this recipe, so it's not the whole lemon. Well, it might be. You love this. You're glad you can't sleep. I have insomnia and I'm watching someone in Australia making a shitty flange. Stick with the flan sticks. What are flan sticks? Mel. What be they? Hey Mel, did you recover from breaking your egg yolk today? Back in the day when I had the ACDC, the Australian Controversial Drama Channel, that would have been the leading story tonight. Actually, 3 teaspoons is pretty much the rind of 1 lemon. Okay, so now I've got 2 balled lemons, but that's all right. I use a lot of lemon in this kitchen. Well, that's a nice noise. So basically over here in the secret part of my kitchen on the stovetop at the moment, I'm bringing to the boil 4 cups of milk, 1/4 cup of caster sugar, 45 grams of butter and 3 teaspoons of grated lemon rind. And we're just going to get that up to the boil, because once it's boiling, we're going to be whisking in a cup of this semolina. Oh, one of them was intact. Oh, I'm happy. So you're only like 50% traumatized. That grating sounded like when you do your feet. There's never too much information on this channel. It's confession time for everyone. So, yeah, I'll probably lose a few viewers at the moment because you're pretty much looking at a concrete bench top. I'm trying to make this bit exciting for all of you. So, yeah, if this flange doesn't hit the spot, the rest of this semolina will be spending the rest of its life in my compost. It's your last chance, semolina. But what I'm going to be doing with this, when the mix over here is boiling, and I'm just checking in on it again, We want to bring it to the boil, and pretty much in that time, hopefully the sugar has dissolved. And then once it gets to boiling, we're going to reduce the heat and whisk in the semolina, and then cover and simmer for 10 minutes, stirring occasionally. So I'm just letting you know what I'm doing over here. We're not far off getting to boiling point. The sugar has dissolved. And in a few short seconds, hopefully, I'll be turning it down to a lower heat and adding the semolina, and then it's going to sit over there for 10 minutes. It's Flangapalooza. For those of you who've just arrived, we are making a flange. We're making a semolina, an apple semolina flan, but on this channel it's a flange. This is semolina's last opportunity to prove its worth in my pantry. If this flange, and it's a recipe off their packet, if this flange is shit, then Semolina and my kitchen, the Shxtty Kitty Kitchen, are parting company for good. There'll be no third time lucky. No. But we've also, in the refrigerator, we have some chicken thighs marinating in yogurt, quite a few different herbs, lemon. We're going to be doing some skewers, some Greek lemon yogurt skewers, chicken ones, and they're going to be delicious. While the flange is simmering for 10 minutes, I'm going to get on with making the little celery salad that we're going to have with the skewers. Brace yourselves, people. A celery salad is coming up. Hot flange, hot moist flange. Well, hopefully it'll be moist. I mean, 4 cups of milk and a shitload of butter. And semolina, I've got to say, it's a really nice fine consistency. Like, as much as I didn't like the gelatinous aspect of it, there's no grainy bits. Like, it was smooth as silk, which is another reason why, as a soup, I found it a bit creepy. But my apologies to Yotam Ottolini, but you did steal that recipe from someone else, and I'm sorry, mate, it's not as good as your own stuff. Tonight's recipes, the skewers, it's a recipe chosen by you guys. It's from Donna Hay. She's an Australian cook. She does, or chef, 5 or 6 ingredients, and her food is always to die for. Amazingly good, really simple. And it's her book, The New Easy. And at the end of this live, we'll do a random, may even be in the middle of the live, I might surprise you. Someone will choose a number and we're going to see what we're cooking next week. I'm also going to start doing some videos of how to do some pretty basic stuff, like how to poach an egg and how to cook rice, all that sort of stuff, just to do some basic things too. All right, so it's all happening over on my stovetop. It's time for the semolina to do its thing. We're at a boil. I'm reducing the heat. I'm stirring in the semolina. Giving it a good little mix. And I'm just going to check to see if it's on a simmer or if it comes back up. Yes, it's on a simmer. Lid on. Hey Google, set a timer for 10 minutes.
10 minutes, and that's starting now.
All right. All rightski. Now I need to keep that whisk over there for some stirring activities. Hey Deb, I meant to message you. I'm so sorry. And then I thought, well, you're subscribed to my channel now, so you'd get a little notification. You're doing lemon feta and chili beef. Oh, nice. Sounds yum. We're cooking the recipe you chose last week. We're doing the Greek lemon yogurt skewers. I didn't read the recipe when you chose it. And it does actually take, you've got to make a marinade and then marinate the chicken for an hour. So that's already in the fridge. But just to let you know where we're up to, they're chicken thighs that I've literally just cut in half with a cup of Greek yogurt, a tablespoon of olive oil, a tablespoon of finely grated lemon rind, and then I've chopped up oregano, mint and dill, 6 tablespoons in total, 2 tablespoons of each, a couple of teaspoons of ground cumin and salt and pepper. And then I've whacked it all in and it's marinating for an hour. So while that was happening, I've started making... Hey, Gone Girl. Gone Girl almost gone. Oh, Mojo, g'day. Yeah, I'm doing the skewers. Deb chose page 16, just so everyone knows for when we do guess the page for next week. Don't pick 16 again. I mean, there are 3 recipes on there, but they're all... Oh, no, there's another chicken and then there's a cauliflower, but we'll mix it up a little, Groovers. Good to see you, Gone Girl. Almost gone. And you break my heart, Mary. I love you, gorgeous. So this is a simple marinade of tangy yogurt, zesty lemon, fresh dill and mint. And it's going to give the skewers plenty of flavour. But yeah, Deb, your dinner sounds good too. Groovy Tori, well, thank you. I like being called that when I'm 50 friggin' 4. Thank you very much. So we've got the semolina. This is semolina's last chance in my kitchen. I'm making a recipe off the back of the packet. See that? Semolina Apple Flange. That's what we're making. It's the last chance for semolina to prove itself. If this isn't delightful, then this semolina is either going to be donated to my neighbours or it's going to move into my compost. You're on your last warning, semolina. I'll just give that a stir because it did say to stir it occasionally. Oh, shit. What the frig? It's already... Guys, check this out. It's already turned into a big gelatinous blob. I lowered the heat as far as I could. It's soaked up all the milk, and it's already, and it's actually hissing. I don't know if you can hear it. The flan, it's hissing, and look at it. Oh, there's a bit of green on there. That was from my herb board. It's already like absorbed. I'm going to take it off the heat. And it said to let it sit for 2 days. It's already... Does anyone cook with semolina? Does anyone make semolina flanges? It is a flan, but we're calling it a flange. I thought you meant tapioca. No. This is semolina. Hissing flange, exactly. Hissing flange, hiding dragon, or whatever that, crouching tiger, hidden dragon, hissing flange. What the fuck is it? So when I made that yotomotolengi soup the other day, which I had on that night that I made it, and it was so good, but Jesus Christ, the next day as a like leftovers, it was this gelatinous blob. So then I thought, okay, I'm going to make the recipe off the back, which is the semolina apple flan. But around these parts, we're calling it the flange. But the recipe says, at boiling point, reduce heat, stir in semolina, which I did. Cover and simmer for 10 minutes. Hey, Google, stop the timer. Hey, Google, stop the timer. Thanks, mate. It's already like a big fat gelatinous blob. Mojo, you call your fufu your flan. Well, that's why I keep saying it. It's kind of blobby, and this thing's got a bake. I can't see the point in that simmering. It's not going to simmer for 10 minutes. It's already like, it said to let it cool for 2 to 3 minutes. I'm going to get ready and just add all the other shit because that is already a gelatinous blob. I'm thinking I've got instant semolina. Oh, Deb, you asked what it is. It's from the crushed heart of wheat. Semolina. From the crushed heart of wheat. No, fufu's gold. It's dietary fiber, low in fat. I think this is instant. And there's a semolina breakfast. Take a third of a cup of Sostanza semolina mixed to a paste with a little cold water. Add a cup and a half of hot water and salt. Cook until thick. Serve with milk and sugar. So it's almost like a porridge. I think mine's instant because that is Little Bunny Fufu. I love a Little Bunny Fufu too. That's a little song, isn't it? Little Bunny Fufu runs through the forest or something. Tori, you're bloody hilarious. Well, thank God. Take a shot every time Tori says flange. Yeah, go for it, guys. Get munted. So I actually think the flange juice is already ready to be like other things added. This flange is going to be cooked before the chicken's even finished marinating. So we're going to add a few more things, guys. If you just when you thought it was getting boring, no. Okay, first up, my 3/4 cup measurement. This has taken me by surprise. Who cooks with semolina? Can someone explain? I've got an instant flange. Can someone help me out here? Like, what the frig? Okay, first up, 3/4 cup of sultanas. So I'm already losing interest. It's almost going to be like a bread pudding, isn't it? But it does have walnuts. And I think I love me a walnut. I love any nut. So I'm thinking, hence traces of nuts. I'm thinking if the nuts, if anything's going to save it, it's going to be the nuts or the golden syrup. But anyway, 3/4 cup of sultanas. I'm following their recipe. Don't all gross out and go, yuck, sultanas. I don't mind a sultana. But I'm thinking we're heading down the bread pudding. Flange thrower. A pocket flange. Oh, the flange trees go by the weary driver. Okay. Flangapalooza. So 3/4 cup of sultanas. Let's bring this flange. Look at this, guys. This is an instant flange, I'm telling you. Yeah, I knew it. Francesca walks in. Doesn't even say hello. Ooh, yuck, sultanas. There's a bit of steam coming off the flange. I'm just going to let it cool down a bit more. But that, to me, looks cooked, right? Why would you simmer that for 10 minutes? It'd be burnt and... I'm glad I checked it, man. We could have had, you know, murder in the kitchen. Hey, Marie. Doing great, darling. How are you doing? We're making a flange. A flanger. All right, so the 3/4 cup of sultanas just for you, Francesca. Birdie nom nom. Those little fuckers are going into the steaming flange. They're in. There's no coming back. I'm trying to find a wooden spoon. This flange is going to require some pretty... Oh, actually, no, I found my spatula. My little wooden spatula does everything. It's magic. So we're going to stir in the sultanas. into the flange. It's like a bread pudding, isn't it, guys? Next up, we're going to chop up 3/4 of a cup, I believe. Let me just check. No, 1/3. Look out. Damn it. Not happy with the sultana ratio. There's more sultana than nuts. I'm actually ignoring this packet. I want balance. We're putting 3/4 of a cup of walnuts in our flange. Oops, this whole semolina experiment is already freaking me out enough. We might as well add shitloads of nuts to this weird thing. And also the quantity of it. It looks like it's going to, my flange tin is going to overflow. Anyway, maybe that's why they say to only use 1/3 of a cup. Actually, that might be a bit too many nuts. Come on, Tori, settle down. Yep, we want nuts in the flange. Some people say it's physically impossible, but I'm about to show you how you can end up with nuts in your flange. Don't read the hype. Don't believe it. You're about to witness nuts entering a flange, and there's no coming back once they're in that sticky gelatinous pot of weirdness. This semolina's been fun to experiment with if you like eating savoury jelly. Birdie num num. Hello, mysterious person. Yeah, we're shoving a heap of nuts into our flange, and in they go. Yeah, it does look like spotted dick. It does. Funnily enough, I was on the phone to my sister-in-law before, Mojo. She is English. She grew up not in Bath, but somewhere near Bath, in the bit in the countryside. And she said that they used to be fed semolina pudding for lunch. And she's a bit younger than us, but so they were still serving that shit up in the 80s and possibly even the early 90s, because Nikki was like, "Oh, Tori, don't talk semolina to me. I'm still affected by it, still triggered." Now it's getting juicy, guys. We're going to add 1/2 cup of cream. Look out, look out. Maybe this is going to save the day. Now, when I'm using a cream, someone did question one time when I was cooking. In Australia, we call it thickened cream. Thank God it's gelatin-free, because there's enough gelatin in this pot, right? Gee, half a cup seems a bit lame, but we are going to be putting golden syrup in as well. So yes, 1/2 cup of cream. Make sure you get every possible drop. Semolina is in polenta. Is that like a blended thing? Because I don't mind polenta. West Country, mum's from Somerset. Oh, lovely. I'll mention that to Nikki next time we chat. We had a Zoom today. They're in Singapore. My sister-in-law and brother and niece, Lily. So I'm just going to mix in the cream. This is way more than my flange tin. I'm sure of it. 20 centimetres, are you shitting me? Mind you, I don't want to be eating flange all week. Spotted dick, I know, it's getting better and better, right? We're also going to... Oh, and that's it. Hang on, that's it. Okay, so we're going to now pour this into our flange tin that we greased earlier. Let's put the cream back in the fridge. It is going to get served with golden syrup on top, so it could be nice. All right, so, oh God, it's heavy as. Load up your flange tin, everybody. Load it up. Can you see the spotted dick? Oh, far out, this is heavy. Crikey. Now, there are a few little brown bits. That's the burnt bit off the bottom of the saucepan. Just like the kiddies loved at school. Yeah, there's way more, unless, is this going to expand, like, is this going to go up? Where's, no nutmeg yet. Trust me, there's good things coming. There's good things coming. This for the base is literally the milk, the sugar, the sultanas, the walnuts, the butter, the lemon rind. So there's and the semolina, of course. But when you're going to see. Yes, cram your flange into a tin. Now that looks pretty full to me. I'm not going to dice with the devil. There is a bit of mixture left over. I'm not confident that I'm going to enjoy the bit that I'm making, so there's no point making a little small one. Now watch this bit, guys. This is where it's going to get really exciting. I'll just give my knife. Oh, it's only got the lemon rind on it. Okay. Oh, some little sultana jumped out of the pot. Was like, hey, Australian Ellis, how you doing, Groover? Hey, Raven. We're cooking, I've got to move my mouse. We're cooking Greek lemon yogurt skewers. They're currently marinating in the fridge for an hour. And while we're doing that, I'm making, because I bought this bloody semolina to make soup last week. And it was lovely the night I ate it. The next night it was just like pouring savoury jelly into your mouth. It was disgusting. I like using things up in my pantry, so I'm like, okay. Couldn't be bothered trying to find a semolina recipe in my books, and so I just thought, let's cook what's on the back. So we're making a semolina apple flan, but in this kitchen, we're making a flange. You've never had an apple in your flange. Cram the flange. All right. Guys, grab an apple, whichever kind of apple you want. I went with a Granny Smith. I think they're a delightful fruit, but any kind of apple you want, and we're going to cut it finely. Now, I never use this thing, and whenever I go to clean out my kitchen drawer, I'm like, you never use this thing, get rid of it. It's an apple corer, and I'm about to use it. This gadget, in she goes. You stick the erection into the top bit of the apple. Oh, and normally when you pull it out, the core is sitting there. But I just pushed it with my thumb, and look at that, guys, if by magic. Wow. How cool is this? You're writing down the flange recipe? Good grief. So I'm going to save that core because the little possum's going to go walking along my deck tonight and get that. We're leaving the skin on. You're about to make your flange sing with an apple. Granny Smiths are too hard for you nowadays. All right, I'm going to do this. In fact, I don't even need to do my little finger. I'll do this one. Ooh, look at that. I know where you all went with that. You all thought that's porn. No, I was just showing you my finger could go the whole way through, and I'm going to wear it as a ring. Deal sealed. Now we're just going to finely slice the apple. It does, of course, have holes in it because I used my little corer. Pink ladies are beautiful. I like a Granny Smith. I like the tartness of them, and I'm not a fan of this. Well, I don't know, but I'm not confident I'm going to enjoy this flange. So I thought I might as well use a Granny Smith. I'm not being very regular with the slicing, mainly because I don't want to slice my fingers off. All right. Now, according to the packet, mine's better than Nigella. No, Nigella's sexy as. I'm just a twit. It says, listen to this bit, guys. Place apple on top decoratively. Look at it. It's already rebounding like this is already like a rubber ball. All right. So I'm making an apple floral. Is this decorative enough for you motherfuckers? Oh, and look, that uneven bit fits perfectly just there, and you don't even know. Oh, guys, look, this is art. This thing is rubbery. It's like boing, da boing, da boing, da boing, da boing. But anyway, look, guys, it's decorative. Bite me. Cosmic Crisp, what is that? You need that apple core. Isn't it a ripper? It's a ripper. And yeah, whenever I'm minimalising, I look at it and go, you don't use it. And I did, just then. I need my own show, global. Yep, so we've decorated the flange. Nailed it. Thank you, Mel. Great show. I love Nailed It. But wait, kiddies, there's more. Oh, yeah. This is a fancy flange, I'm telling you right now. I'll move my mouse because sometimes people... Oh, it was the bloody Semolina packet. Sometimes people go, what's the little red thing? And it's like, it's my mouse. It's my mouse. Computer mouse, not like a mouse cruising around my house. All right, guys, there's more. There's more. Next up, we are going to pour some golden syrup over the apple. Holy shit, guys. Golden syrup, this stuff. Great stuff. We do have to make sure we leave some in the bottom. Don't worry, we will. There's quite a lot in the bottle still because apparently you serve this with golden syrup at the end too. So we're just going to drizzle. There's a bit of drizz on the flange. We're just going to drizzle golden syrup over the apple. Hello. Hello, flange topping. Now, the flange itself might be repugnant, but this is looking all right. Look at that, guys. This is baking with Tori. Now, it says to do 1.5 tablespoons. I don't think I've even come close to that yet. I'm going to do some more. Just a bit more on the apples. We want them all caramelised and yum, don't we? Yeah, we do. That's probably now about 1.5 tablespoons. Look at that, Groovers. Amazing. But wait, there's more. We're going to get a tiny little bit of caster sugar and sprinkle that upon the apple as well. So do you know what that's going to do with the golden syrup? It's all going to be like toffee-y deliciousness. All right, so some more caster sugar on the top. And wait, guys, there's more. We're also going to sprinkle a little bit of cinnamon. There's the cinnamon you were looking... Oh, a bit heavy on the cinnamon. There's the cinnamon Mel was looking for. Oh, guys. Look. I don't bake, but I'm pretty proud of my flange. What do you think, guys? The bit underneath looks rubbery as fuck, but it's got milk, sugar, lemon rind, sultanas, walnuts, butter, semolina, milk. Did I mention the milk? And then on top, it's got cream. And then we've got the decorative apple with golden syrup and sugar and cinnamon. This flange, guys, is going in the oven for 30 to 35 minutes. Thorough she blows. Hey, Google, set a timer for 30 minutes.
30 minutes.
Now, this It says bake it until it's cooked. Well, all right. And then it says to leave standing until cool. It does say to remove from the flan tin, but we've used a pie tin. See, this is where you want that thing with the base thing, which we didn't use because we thought it was going to drizzle through. But guess what? There's no way that was going to drizzle through that flan tin. There's nothing wrong with that flan tin. So what I'll probably have to do with this pie tin is, well, fuck it. It can stay in there and burn on the bum. I really don't care. At the end of the day, I'm really interested in the apple on top with maybe a bit of the flange as a garnish. Never thought I'd want another woman's flange. Oh, your dad used to cook cinnamon apple pie. Mel saw that. Shani for well, I had someone telling me to check her out in my life. Who was it? And I was told they were corrupting me and making me watch something I shouldn't. And I did watch one little bit of them when they were still sitting on the tracks waiting for help to arrive. And then I think the next little bit was she was in hospital because she thought she was having a heart attack and a panic attack. I don't know if I needed to know about Shani, but the curious in me did check it out. So what are you saying, Mel, that she rolled the car live? Was that, wait, before or after they were stuck on the track? They did say I should watch it, and I did. Veruca, that's right, it was Veruca. You never, oh, Francesca, you'd be hating this dish. It's got cinnamon, it's got sultanas. Hot apple pie. Oh, I love apple pie. Don't worry, she pushed it back over. Oh my God. Negs. I don't know these people. And it's a different Rev too. It's not the other Rev. There's another Rev, right? Before. So did they roll and end up on the tracks? Gone Girl. Is that what happened? I mean, I kind of am glad I've seen them because you wouldn't believe it, right? If you didn't see it. You have to see it to believe it. But holy shit balls. Katie losing her cat. What? Katie as in Miss fucking Wonderful Katie. She's lost her cat. I didn't even know she had a cat. I knew she had a dog. Let me just tidy up and I'll keep reading chat. She didn't check on the kids. What? Weren't they in the car with her? God, people like this just make me feel like there's nothing I need to worry about in my world. My world is doing just fine. She pushed her back over. I know, it's remarkable. I swear in the court of law I have nothing against sultanas. Look, a lot of people do, so you wouldn't have to feel bad about it, Francesca, like honestly. I'll keep the golden syrup out because we are going to be apparently testing the flange. But yeah, we might have, because we erred on the side of caution and went with a pie tin as opposed to the flange tin, which I thought was going to leak. But that semolina came out of that pot like a goddamn rubber ball, like a brick rubber, a rubber brick. But this would have been better, I suppose, because you could push it out. But it's just me. Like if I was cooking a dinner party or something, I'd try to be really proper and do it in this and push it out. But when it's just me, I can just eat it with a spoon, you know. I do take extra food that I cook to work for other people to have. I'm not sure if the flange is going to make it to the office. Not because I'm going to eat it all, but because I probably have too much pride to serve it up to them. Semolina, you've got to prove yourself. This is it. So I'm just going to make some space and we'll make the little celery salad we're going to have with the chicken skewers. It's so funny, guys. I go live, I make food, and then while MasterChef is on, I basically clean the crap out of my kitchen and put everything back where it belongs. It's a hive of activity after I've been live. Reset the entire house, ready for a week. They're all fine. I swear those people are nuts. Well, the bit I saw, I was like, whoa there, Nelly. There's something else. Bit of leftover apple here that I'm just going to add to the possum snack bowl. Lucky possums. I normally do the dishes as I go, but it's not really great for people to listen to me doing the dishes. See, I'm thinking about you guys. Okay, let's get on with doing the little celery salad that we're going to have with the chicken skewers. I love celery. If you don't like celery, you're not going to like this salad because it's pretty much just celery. Get me a little bowl. Not that one. This one will do. You clean as you cook, yeah. And I mean, I often time my cooking by cleaning. You know, it's like, oh, I've got 20 minutes for that thing to cook. I'll do the dishes. So all I'm going to do is finally slice up some celery. And I'm making enough for tomorrow as well because I'm going to take these skewers and celery salad to work with me for lunch. One of the few things, a tidy chef. I try to be. But when I'm having dinner parties and stuff, friends of mine are like, come and sit down and enjoy it. Now, my dining room table is straight ahead. Like it's literally 2 meters away, if that. And I'm happy just pottering and cleaning and chatting while I'm making the next course. More scraps for the possums. Not all the possums dig celery. Now, this celery is quite big, so I'm actually going to chop it a bit more. Deb just like, well, everything I cook, there's always going to be an ingredient someone's going to go, yeah. And Deb, you chose this recipe. That's ironic. Mind you, you can make whatever you want to go with these skewers. I'm just taking a bit of brown celery out because I don't like brown veggies or fruit. I'm a bit fussy. You can make whatever salad you want. They're just chicken kebabby skewery things. But I'm just doing a very simple, straightforward little celery salad. There's no room left in my kitchen. And I'm just going to add to that some fresh mint. Now I'm making this as a salad. You could do just some sticks of celery on the plate, do a side salad, whatever you want. But I'm actually making a little salad with a few bits and pieces. Not a lot though, it's really basic. But I'm just going to slice up a little bit of mint. Chuck that in as well. Put that back over here in my packet. But yeah, make whatever you want to go with it, Grievers. No matter how big your kitchen is, you always run out of room. Hi guys, I got the comments turned off in AD's. You got the comments turned off in AD's channel. Cash. Oh, I can't follow that case. I'm actually proud of myself for recognizing that case would mess with my head way too much. So yeah, just a bit of celery and mint mixed together, and right before I serve dinner I'm actually going to also put some lemon juice. Now you can with the kebabs you can do a little side salad and some lemon wedges and just drizzle the lemon juice over the kebabs. I'm actually going to put a bit of lemon juice in there as a little dressing, and also put some on my kebab, on my skewers, because I love lemon. But all I've done there is just some celery and some mint. Super easy. You could add salt, pepper, whatever you want, but I'm going to let the flavours of the little kebabbies sort their shit out. But the other thing we're going to put in is some labneh. Now, luckily for me in Tasmania, there's a brilliant brand of labneh, which is yogurt cheese. But this girl, Eleni, they're preserved in an olive oil with some rosemary, chili. What else have they got? Yogurt, olive oil, vegetable oil, chili, rosemary, garlic, and salt. So that's labneh, and you'll often find labneh when you're looking for it. It is in little yogurt balls like that. But you can also buy blobs of labneh as well. But it's a yogurt cheese, all right? I happen to love her stuff. It's a Tasmanian girl. I won't tell you her story because it's sad, but her labneh yogurt balls are amazing. And what you do with them, probably use 4 little balls. We've got flanges and balls. But just go to your deli section in your greengrocers, wherever you do your grocery shopping, the cheese section, and just ask for some labneh. And then I'm just going to mush them. I'm going to smush them with my little ducky fork that I used to eat food with when I was a baby. It's a very handy little fork. But I'm just going to break it down now. Just break the balls down. Smash those balls. It is an awful case. It's horrible. And, you know, the truth and all the rest of it will come out. But, yeah, I'm not getting into that one. So I've just basically whisked the yogurt balls together so they're more like a little sauce. And I'm just going to put some blobs on the kebabs too. Hey. You guys okay, groovers? Yeah, it would be affecting you, Joan. Look, I'm okay for you to chat about it, and I'm aware of the case, but you just have to choose which ones you follow, you know, and that one for me, nope. I'm having fun cooking and hanging out. I haven't found a true crime case yet that I want to cover or follow, but I'm going to get my little podcast happening again because I like doing that. It's true crime, but it's also funny crimes, believe it or not. For those of you that who have, you know, haven't discovered my Smooth Criminal podcast, it is a true crime comedy channel, so you might enjoy that for a bit of comic relief. But yeah, so that's just mixed like a little blobby sauce. Delicious. So now the kebabs have been marinating for an hour. So what I'm going to do, and this is a reason why I haven't got the camera over there, because I'm actually going to grill oh, no need to apologise, Joanne, it's fine. Yeah, all my friends who are mums, but I'm not a mum and it breaks my heart too. Like, I think if you've got empathy and care about small children. But we're going to be grilling the kebabs, or the skewers. So I'm just showing you I know Americans, you guys call these broilers, you know, the little trays that go in your oven. But you could also cook these skewers on your barbecue, or you could use like a little grill plate on your stovetop. I've got a little grill plate, but I'm actually using my gorilla, as I call it. So I've turned the grill on to heat it up. And let's get rid of the chopping block. Like I said earlier, I've been soaking the bamboo skewers. There. I'm just putting my grill into the gorilla. This is so hard for me to open. It's the suction is powerful. Right, so I've been I've been soaking my bamboo skewers in water, and you literally just pull out the chicken, and it's half thighs, so you want to kind of double thread it. So I can't really put this right up to the camera, but hopefully you can see what I'm doing. Like, poke it in one end, go through the middle and poke it out the other end, sort of thing. Like, it's messy, it's cold, but just do it till you feel happy with how the chicken's sitting on the skewer. There's no set way to do it. It's really just, I like it to be as sort of impaled as possible. All right, and we're just putting a chicken thigh per kebab. So we'll just do these. And meanwhile, the grill is heating up. If you do use your broiler or your grill or whatever, do try to heat them up first. They're way more efficient and they cook the meat or whatever you're grilling better, and always go with a high heat. Well, I do. But they're not like your little barbecue skewers where you chop them up into little cubes and then add a bit of onion and capsicum and all that kind of stuff. We are literally grilling chicken thighs. So they're quite big and chunky. Oh, you've got the marinating tub. Sorry, I'm not reading chat much at the moment because I'm focusing. I'm focusing on the thighs. But you've got the marinating pot thing. They're great, aren't they? It's just my arthritic hands are struggling a bit with the lid. But it is the best thing to marinate meat in, and it doesn't absorb the flavours. Like, they clean perfectly, so when you use them the next time, you don't have remnants of marinades past. Hi, Scout. Thank you for dropping the link, Mel. Yeah, marinating's awesome, isn't it? Yeah, the Shxtty Kitty Kitchen. YouTube haven't told me it's inappropriate yet, so fingers crossed. I always wanted to have a little cafe called the Shxtty Kitty Kitchen, so this is the next best thing. So these are going to go into my gorilla shortly, which is warming up. And you want them to cook for about 10 to 12 minutes. Just keep an eye on them. The actual grill tray in my grill is quite low, so sometimes things take a little bit longer. But it's not right up next to the elements. So when you're doing like a macaroni cheese or something where you want the top, like you've got cheese on top and you want it to get browned, mine is low enough that you can put, you know, the casserole dish in and brown the cheese or whatever on top of your dish, like straight from the oven under the gorilla. They're, oh, you should, Deb. They are. Yeah, and they are great for salads, for picnics. They're amazing when you've got to take a salad to a party or whatever. Even if you want to serve them up like a picnic, you'd serve it in this. But if you take it to like if you're cooking for a dinner, bring a plate, take your salad in something like this, and then plate up at the other end. They're fabulous. And so what we're going to do, I'm just going to pop these into the grill. But yes, the grill is on high. It'll be fully warmed up now, and we're just going to put the skewers in. They're sizzling because the grill plate is nice and hot. Now, they haven't all fit. There's still 3 that didn't fit because I don't want them right next to each other. I want them to all get really beautiful and browned. But, yeah, just so you know, my grill fits 6 of them. Don't pile them all on top of each other. You just cook the other lot. If I was on the barbecue, which is where I would have actually cooked these, they would have all fit. But in a standard grill or broiler in an oven, it took 6. 6 of them. Yeah, you should use it, Deb. It's great. Hey, Scout. Now, Scout, I'm trying to engage with a scammer at the moment, and I've already told him that I've got babies, and I decided they're going to be triplets. And I opened up one of my old lives, and it's like the first 3 comments I see are the triplets, and it was Morgan, Scout, and Ruth. So they're the names of my triplets. Flange is coming on good. It almost smells like it might be burning a bit, but I think it's the cinnamon on top. Hey, Google, how much longer on the timer?
You've got 7 minutes and 39 seconds to go.
7 minutes. Oh, no. The flange has overflowed, and it's the golden syrup and stuff probably are now on the bottom of the oven is having a little burn, which is going to be the biggest bitch to clean off the bottom of my oven. Thank God I'm working tomorrow and the next day. I'm going to put a little post-it note, clean your oven. Oh, that's going to be a bitch to get off. I'm going to have to Google how to get golden syrup off the bottom of your oven. I should have put a baking tray on the next shelf down. Didn't think. See, this is where I'm a bad baker. I could put one in there now, but what's the point? I thought I could smell something a bit burny. It hasn't, yeah, it probably has expanded a little bit. Look, it's all trial and error when it comes to the Shxtty Kitty Kitchen. This is the beauty of having a name like the Shxtty Kitty Kitchen. If you fuck something up, you're like, well, we told you. All right, Ski. I think what I'm going to do, though, is when the flange comes out, I'm putting it up on that board. I don't want it oozing all over my concrete. Even though you can put the hottest things imaginable straight onto this, it's brilliant. But like drizzling golden syrup and stuff, barbecue wipes, get it while it's hot. DD Dugan, hello and welcome. Is this the first time you've been here? DD Dugan, I remember you from like last year and the year before. I didn't even know you were still around. If you let it burn long enough, it might just... Yeah, I'm not going to touch it while it's hot. Like golden syrup hot is like... You might as well put your hand in a tub of boiling oil. I've got a really good like way of cleaning my oven, and it's using baking soda and stuff, and it's actually really effective. But welcome, DD Dugan. I thought you'd left the tubes. It's kind of exciting to see you here. Oh, the drama's ridiculous. You don't look. My channel will never be massive because I'll never do drama. We're pretty chill around here. Kebabs are coming along nicely. Now, you could turn the kebabs if you want to, but they will also brown and cook through perfectly in your grill without flipping them. Your oven is so beyond baking soda. Well, it's nice to have you here, Dee Dee Dugan. It's a very mellow little channel, so you won't get caught up in any drama here, hopefully. Hopefully. Just got to, give me one sec. I just went to the furthest room in the house because I had to blow my nose. I was like, they can't hear me blow my nose. That's got to be the worst thing imaginable, is letting them hear me do a... Oh, I've still got mojo, the people are nuts. You need a new baking soda and vinegar. That's what I do, Gone Girl, and I reckon that'll lift the bottom of the flange. You know, I reckon the flange is ready. It's piping hot. I'm going to remove the flange. It's a flan, by the way. We're just being a bit rude and silly. It's hot, man. That's one smoking hot flange. Where's the flange expert or the... Oops, what have I done? I highlighted all the comments just then. I didn't even know you could do that. Here is my flange. You do need a good seal on your oven. I'm actually going to replace mine with a gas oven. My house is 7 years old in October, and I'm going to treat myself to a new stove, and it's going to be a gas one. Is it meant to be like gelatinousy still? It does look, it smells amazing. Or should I put it in for a bit longer? Or I need help from Ruth or Mojo. Where's Mojo? She knows. Where's Mojo? Is it meant to be wobbly or should it be solid? Because the Semolina packet doesn't tell me. And because this is the last chance for Semolina to prove itself, Gone Girl reckons it looks great. But if this isn't great, then the Semolina... But is it meant to be wobbly? Look at it, it's wobbly. It's more like, it does need a firm brow. I was going to say it's more like a boob than a flange. Is it meant to be like that, or should it have a little bit longer in the oven? I'll wait. I'll wait for a Semolina pudding expert to weigh in. I'll just give I'm actually going to turn my kebabbies around, give them a bit of a flip over. You don't think it's meant to be wobbly? You think it's meant to be firm? What does the packet say? The packet says just bake it until it's cooked, leave standing until cool. So when it's cool, I agree. I think Semolina is wobbly. I don't think you skewer it like a cake. It's like a pudding consistency, not a cake consistency. But it's got to cool down, so maybe it hardens a bit I don't know. It needs a few minutes. Hey Google, stop. Thank you. Well, look, it smells good. And it needs to sit according to the packet and people in chat. So I'm just going to move it over here and let it be. I kind of imagine it's going to be a bit more like a sort of rice pudding consistency. You're a cake lady. No, it's not like a cheesecake. It's a pudding. It's more like a pud, from what I understand. I'm just going to give these kebabbies a bit of a flip around. Hang on. These look so good. They look so good. They look really pretty, actually, guys. So we want them to cook for about 12 minutes under the Gorilla. But because my grill plate is a bit lower than some other grill plates, they may even take more like 14 minutes. But while they're cooking, I'll do some plating up. If it's Gone Girl has spoken. Leave it as it is, hun. I am. It's over there cooling down. If it's overcooked, it can curdle. You text it. Well, I hope it hasn't curdled. Semolina's on a very fine line in this kitchen. A very fine line. But I'm just going to make up a little plate for my kebabbies. My skewers. Actually, while we're waiting for them to cook, I'm just going to put some lemon juice over my celery and mint, little side salad. But yeah, you could do any kind of salad. I had a huge salad for lunch. I've eaten a lot of salad today, but you can make whatever works for you. You don't have to have celery and mint. This is just what I'm doing. It's entirely up to you what you want to do. I like changing my salads, and I like sometimes having a salad that's really super basic and refreshing like this. So, but you make whatever you want. Make whatever you want. And then that little labneh sauce that I made. Oh, you've got to go. All right, thanks for hanging out with us, Mel. You're not sticking around to see what the semolina pudding is like, because I will be doing a taste test. I'm also just putting a little blob of that labneh, and I'm saving some because I'm going to have this for lunch tomorrow as well. So when I pack my little lunchbox a bit later on, I'll be putting the leftover bit of labneh and making another little bit more celery. Oh, no, there's probably enough there for my lunch. Celery salad and a couple of kebabs. That's what I'll be eating at lunch tomorrow. So that's good to go. But just while we wait for the kebabs to finish cooking, it's time to pick the recipe for next week, guys. So the book is, this is what we're making right now. Oh, there's a little bit of oil drizzled on top of the labneh. But see how they've got the kebabs, little lemon wedges, the little celery and mint salad, and then the labneh with a little bit of oil and cracked pepper on top. I will be doing cracked pepper. I season everything, but we need to choose the recipe for the next time I go live in the Shxtty Kitty Kitchen. Don't pick page 16 because that's what we've just cooked from. The book goes up to page 100 and... No, Deb, you got the last one. You were very quick, honey bunny, but I'm going to let someone else have a crack. Sorry. Next week, it's fair game again. It's this beautiful book. by Donna Hay, the new easy. She's fantastic, which is why I'm doing some of her stuff, because you would have seen how simple that marinade was for the chicken. I can tell you already it will be incredible. Like, I've never made a Donna Hay that's been shithouse. If you do pick something towards the end, it could be baking. If there's anything like pork or eggplant, we're going to be choosing another page. So pop a number in chat. Deb was very quick, but Deb actually had the go last week. So I'm being fair. Yeah, it's a lovely little salad. If you like celery. I mean, if you don't like celery. But anywhere between page 1 and page, 138? But towards the back is baking. I really want to do a savoury dish, so maybe go more for the middle. But yeah, sorry, Deb. Oh, it's a great book. It'll be a great book for you, Francesca. Any Donna Hay is. Any Donna Hay. But this is one of her more recent ones. They're fantastic, though. I've got heaps of her magazines and stuff. I mean, we literally could cook nothing but Donna Hay till the end of time. I used to subscribe to her magazines, and I've saved them all. They're fabulous. Nobody's putting a number in chat. 77. Thank you, Scout. Like I said, though, if it's pork, I will be redoing it because I don't do pork. 77. Oh, 77 is actually a photo of this. It's called cheat spinach, ricotta and pumpkin lasagna. What do you reckon, guys? Are you bang up for that? Oh, okay. Mojo's thrown in another number, 72. Let's do what we did last time, and we'll take 3 choices. So I will look at Deb's 38. I'll look at Mojo's 72. So option number 1 is cheat spinach, ricotta and pumpkin lasagna. Mojo's is this one. It's basil and ricotta gnocchi with roasted tomatoes. So we've got a couple of vegetarian dishes. So there's a lasagna, there's a gnocchi, and Deb's was 38. Might be back in chicken land, I reckon. Oh, 38 is crispy salmon with dill pickled onions. Okay, so they're your 3 choices. So, in chat, if you want us to do the vegetarian lasagna, you put number 1. If you want the gnocchi, do number 2. And if you want the salmon, number 3. Cast your votes now. Mojo's going with 38. Everything she makes is incredible. Oh, we've got a vote for the gnocchi. We've got another vote for the salmon. If Donna Hay and Matt Moran had babies, the Australian food scene would be set. Yeah, but they'd clash. They've got very different personalities. I much prefer Matt Moran's personality. Sorry, Donna. Love you cooking, but Matt's my babe. I've got Matt Moran books. I do them, but they're like, the recipes go for 3 pages. They take a whole day to make. They're incredible. But I would never do that on a cooking channel because people are just going to be like, I haven't got a whole day to make that shit. So we've got 2 votes for the salmon, 1 for the gnocchi. I'm going to wait a bit longer. 2 votes for the salmon, 1 for the gnocchi. The gnocchi sounded good too. I'm going to wait for 2 more votes. Oh, we've got 2 votes for the gnocchi. It's a tie between the salmon and the gnocchi. It's a tough choice for Francesca. We can always cook the other one another day, but... Oh, Scout jumped in with the salmon. All right, we are going to be doing the salmon, guys. Jebediah Blackburn coming in with a vote for the salmon. Okay, Groovers. So next Sunday, hopefully, I won't be having family over next Sunday. So we're going to be doing this beautiful crispy salmon with dill pickled onions. And I love cooking salmon and I love cooking crispy skin salmon. So the year that I applied for MasterChef, my audition dish was crispy skin salmon with wasabi potato mash and green beans. But yes, the salmon has won. And look at that beautiful pickled onion too, guys. Deb, 2 in a row, 2 weeks in a row. Hard to beat at this stage, hard to beat at this stage. So yes, that is what we're going to be making next week. I will put the recipe. So many people do food blogs and try recipes and pop them on their blogs. So I'll try to find it, but if not, I'll type it out. I'm just going to quickly check. The pickled onion takes mere minutes to make. And they've also got ways of restyling dishes, which I really love too. So if you look at in her book, you've got the main recipe, but then she's also done a little way to make a little picnic, a chic little picnic. Look at it in its little box with a little fork. How cute's that? Or for a dinner party, do it as an appetizer and cube up the salmon. But we're going to be making it this way. So make sure you join us next week. I don't think I've done salmon yet on the... Salmon is a bit contentious in Tasmania at the moment, but I'm sorry. I loves me the salmon. I'm researching salmon. I do get the most ethically farmed salmon I possibly can, and Tasmania's famous for it. So, yeah, but it's certainly not the coolest thing to be cooking and eating. Trust me, I've got a lot of anti-salmon farm folk in my ear about my love of the salmon. Just giving the little kebabs. Oh, these look so juicy, guys. Oh my God, they look great. Ow! Turn with your mitten, not your hand, kiddo. Right, so they need about another minute. I'm going to do a tiny bit of the semolina pudding first, which is sort of weird. And then I'm going to plate up my dinner and sign off. But we can't not try pie. It's probably not as cool as it should be yet. But I'm just doing a cheeky little taste test. I've got all my mum's and grandma's old spoons, kitchen spoons. Like, aren't they beautiful? Like, I just love them. I just love them. My dad used to cook kippers, stunk the house out. Prefer the smell of slippers. I need to set my alarm so you can be on time. No drama gets hurt here, only the vegetables. Exactly. So this is just a little taste test, guys. I don't normally eat dessert before. It's still pretty hot, but fuck it. It's a taste test, all right? You get a little teaspoon. Now, it does say on the packet to serve it with golden syrup. But I personally think it's begging for a little bit more cream. So this is and there's a lot of steam coming off it still. Yeah, the spoon's beautiful. I've got soup spoons and now I can't find one, but yeah, I've got a few of those spoons and I've got a really big one. And look at this cute little gravy ladle. Or sauce ladle. I love it. Love it. Okay, a tiny bit of cream because I just want to do it. This is just going to be a little taste test. Oh, that's not a tiny bit of cream. Shit. Purely a taste test. Because the kebabity doodads are almost good to go. They are good to go. Okay. It'll be like MasterChef. I'll serve up my food and then eat it an hour later and it'll be cold. Oh, these look so good. but they can just sit there for a sec. They look so good. All right. So they did say to put golden syrup on too, so I'm just going to put a tiny little bit. Yeah, the little ladle is so cute. Yodelodely. Hee-hoo. Oh, you've got a little ladle like that too, Mojo. All right, tiny bit of golden syrup as well. Simple and stylish, me too. And I love all the older stuff because it's such better quality. This looks pretty, right? So let's give it a taste test. It's not too hot. Oh my God. I love it. Guys, I love it. Oh, you missed the ladle. Oh my God, this is amazing. This is delicious. This is my little ladle. So this one's got an H on it. So this would have been from the Hodgman side of my family. It's beautiful for little sauces and it's gorgeous. Guys, honestly, this semolina pudding, it is like a bread and butter pudding. It is like spotted dick. The lemon has got a really strong, it's a bit like and the nuts are still crunchy. This is delicious, guys. Semolina has won. You are staying in my house. I will never make anything savoury with you ever again. This is so yummy. There's heaps of caramelization throughout it. The nuts are still crunchy, which is delicious. If you don't like sultanas, you could put cranberries or something. They would do just as fine, just as well. I have a bit of the apple. Well, I'll have the apple. Oh, it's yummy. It's not sickly sweet. Whoops. I'm about to put the decorative apple in. Oh my God, guys, this is such a good dessert. It's like semolina wins. It's like that piece of apple is porn. Oh my God. It has golden syrup, sugar and cinnamon. Oh my God. You know those lemon delicious puddings that your mum and your grandma used to make? It's kind of got that flavour with, then you get the little pops, which I do love, sultanas of sultana and the walnuts. And it's kind of a bread and butter pudding flavour as well, but not as heavy. It's really good. It's light and fluffy. And then it's got these, see that little bit of caramelization there from the butter on the edge? Oh, it's divine. I don't make bread and butter puddings anymore. I used to a long time ago, but I'd forgotten about them. But I will always do the semolina version. It's so much lighter and fluffier. All the flavours. This will be absolutely beautiful tomorrow. Like the lemon delicious that I make, when it's 1 day old, it is unbelievable. And 2 days old is good too. I won't forget my main course. I've taken the skewers out of the grill so they won't burn. And there'll be plenty of room in my belly for the skewers. They're not that big. A couple of chicken thighs, no problem. The bowl is clean. Well, almost. That. Oh my God, guys. That is seriously one of the best puddings I've ever had in my life. It is so yummy. It's creamy. It's lemony. It's not ridiculously sweet. I mean, it was what, 1/4 cup of caster sugar to 4 cups of milk. I love that the nuts are still really crunchy and it's got texture. Oh my God, that is so, so good. Your attic is frozen in time. I'm glad I don't have an attic. I'd put so much shit up in my attic. Wow. Okay. I don't know what score to give that. As far as a wintry, heartwarming, but light and fluffy and not sickly sweet dessert or pudding goes, that is sensational. You could do anything with. You could put pistachios and cranberries in it. You could put almonds and, I don't know, little bits of candied apricot, if that's your thing. You could do figs and walnuts. You could do so many different combinations. I reckon I will give that semolina. I'm going to have to type it out in the description because it's not in the description at the moment. It is really good, guys. In fact, I'll take a photo of it and put it on my community page as well. That was surprising. That has blown me away, actually. I'd give that... I'd probably give it 450 out of 10. All right. Tiny little bit of oil over the labneh. Let me put a couple of the skewers on the plate. Oh, guys. These look amazeballs, guys. Wait a second. I'll let that bit of... Yeah, what was it? 450 out of 10. Look, I'll give it 500 out of 10. It was so good. These are the Greek yogurt or Greek lemon and yogurt chicken skewers. Cooked to perfection by my gorilla. Served with some labneh, which is a yogurt cheese. Now, that is a beautiful one. It's got chili and rosemary and a few other bits and pieces through it. And then a very simple but very refreshing little celery and mint salad with nothing but lemon juice as its dressing. So I'm going to Scout. I love this because I'm trying new things that I would never think of. Scout, that makes me feel so, because that's exactly what I want to do. If I can inspire people to cook stuff and try new things, and this, it is worth cleaning the oven for, yeah, for sure, Mary, that beautiful Golden Girl, I'm more than happy to clean the oven after eating that. Let me just get a knife and fork. I've got to use the pretty ones when I'm on the YouTube. All right, Skin. So now the taste test for these. But thank you so much, Scout. That's exactly what... my presentation's amazing too. Yeah. So I'm going to try these. I generally, when I eat kebabs, skewers, whatever, I take them off. I don't be cutting them and having things flying all over the place. Just slide them off, and they are sliding off beautifully because I soaked the skewers, remember? All right, Skin. But yeah, that means a lot, Scout. That's exactly why I want to do it, especially like moving into more Donna Hay type stuff where she's got such a great understanding of putting simple things together and making these absolutely mouth-watering dishes. And, you know, using ingredients that people will have in their pantries or that they'll be able to source really easily. I do love Yotam, but I was cooking from a book of his that was very popular along with a lot of other books, and his fans all said to him, "We love your food, but your recipes are very complex. They take a long time to make." So then he put out a book called Simple, and I have done a few things on the Shxtty Kitty Kitchen. I've uploaded a couple of recipes from that book, and it is a lot easier, but it's still not basic everyday cooking where you're actually serving up restaurant quality food. My plates always look like a page in a cookbook. I try. I'm a terrible plater-upper. Enjoy your meal. Thank you, Francesca, but stick around for the score. Cooking for real people. Exactly. Oh. Oh my God. Oh, yum, 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 yummity, yum. So simple. Oh my God. Can I show you a bit of the chicken? It's not going to look as pretty as it tastes, but it's perfectly cooked. Bits of caramelization. This is, hang on, I just want to eat a piece without this. The celery and mint and lemon juice salad is so delicious. And the labna, I love it. And I have it in my house all the time anyway, but because it's beautiful on biscuits, like on crackers if you're doing a cheese platter as well. But it's got chili and stuff in it, so I'm just going to eat a piece of the chicken just as it is. Okay. Hey, eat whatever you've got, sticks. Okay. That chicken, they are chicken thighs, which I prefer to cook with anyway to breast. I think breast can dry out so easily, and I love cooking thighs in a curry. They are so tender and moist. I've said it, they're moist. There's some really beautiful herb flavors coming out. It was definitely worth marinating them for the hour because the meat's soaked up all of the herbs, and not soaked them up, they're still sitting there, but these are incredibly tender. This bit's a bit more breast-like, but it's still, every piece has got that gorgeous, and with this little fresh celery salad, it is literally celery, mint, and a little bit of lemon juice, and then the labna just gives it this sort of creamy, if you find labna that's been little balls like I had that have been marinating in chili and rosemary and stuff like that, grab those ones because it adds another flavour profile to the dish. God, my fingers are bright red. I've been turning things under the grill with my bare hands. Yep, I said it, moist. Guys, honestly, that was the easiest thing to make. If you, it's a new movie and I'd love you to. Feeding people is my favourite thing ever. If you pop that marinade in the night before and left it for 24 hours, oh my God, it would be even next level tasty. So when you get home from work, and you can even put the skewers in the marinade if you wanted to as well. I wouldn't recommend it, but if you can put it so that the marinade's all up one end with the meat and the skewers, so you literally just chuck them under the grill and they take 12 minutes to cook. In the meantime, whip up this fresh little salad, put some cream cheese if you haven't got labna, but labna, if you can find it, it's delicious. This is the easiest thing ever, and it's so, so tasty. It'd be beautiful cooked on a barbie. You could cook it on your little grill plate if you've got like a little grill pan. This is fabulous too. They're both 500 out of 10 dishes. Simple, easy weeknight cooking. I'm going to get on and finish eating it because it's so delicious, and I thoroughly recommend you all have a go at this. I did find the recipe, pardon me, online, and the link is in the description. I will add the semolina pudding recipe to my community page. I can't be bothered typing it out under this description. I will be moving this over to the Shxtty Kitty Kitchen, and when I do that, I'll put the recipe. I'll probably put it under anyway. But yeah, very simple meal, delicious. Thoroughly enjoyed making it, and I'm going to enjoy eating it. 2 hours. Wow, guys, thanks so much for hanging out with me. I really love you. I love our little community. I don't say I love you like every other creator does when they've got 3,000 people watching. I love you all. I legit love you, Groovers. You hang around, and it's a drama-free zone for the most part. But I hope everyone has a beautiful Sunday night, or have a lovely Sunday for those of you, Monday night, sorry, or Monday for those of you who'll soon be waking up to the sunrise. Have a great week, everybody, and look forward to seeing you again on my channel or one of them very soon. You're the best. Thank you, Deb. I'm not, but thank you. It was fun, Sticks, and it was lovely to have you here. And lots of hugs and love to all of you. Bye, beautiful Gone Girl. Take care, everyone. Stay groovy. Be kind out there. See you all again very soon. Bon appetit.